Broad Street Cyber Bullies in the house. This Extreme Retro Review 107, February 4th show, 1995. H-Dub, what were your thoughts of this show?
My thoughts are, so the Go Home show was the first ever awesome Go Home show, and I am anticipating a great motherfucking show and shit, even though I hate the name Double Tables. It just sounds stupid and shit, but whatever. But my overall thoughts were, I felt like it was just it was okay, and because it was just okay, it was a letdown.
I'm sitting here flabbergasted because this is not how I wanted to start Crippler Appreciation Month.
Oh man, yeah, Crippler Appreciation Month is off to a rough start.
I want to say something about this show. This is like a landmark show for me. Because when I started writing this show, you know what I'm saying, I started writing it down in my notebooks and everything. I wanted to emulate a writing style that did not really define how I wanted to, how I wanted to present it to the audience. I didn't feel like my written word translated well. I felt like I was a better orator. So I asked the person who I thought was a very good writer, I asked them for some advice. I said, how do you feel about this in a audio format? And he never really got back to me. And I took it as a slight. And then I took it as a double slight when right afterwards he had somebody start reviewing Extreme Championship Wrestling. And it started with the post show of this show. So I asked said writer who was doing the Extreme Championship review, what about double tables? And they said, oh, it doesn't matter. Double tables doesn't matter because most of the shows are going to be on the clip shows going forward. And I didn't think that was right. I don't think that's, maybe it's my OCD kicking in, but I don't think, showing shows in clip form totally encapsulates what's going on.
Not at all.
So I said, at that moment, I was like, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to do it under an umbrella of somebody else's vision.
Right.
I want to do this shit in my vision. You know what I'm saying? In my vision. And so this is double tables. Joey's at ringside. He's forced to start the show with a Jason, the sexiest man on earth promo.
Pause.
He comes down in his one-piece jockey suit, and he has the audacity to judge and look at Joey Styles' suit. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at him up and down. He's giving him the, it looks all right. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad.
Yeah.
And he has on this Chippendales outfit in comparison.
Oh man, yeah, looking like a straight fruit and shit.
I said they're both awful. They yammer for a second, and then they bring out the pit bulls. The pit bulls immediately walk into the ring to pose to the crowd like goofballs. And then they have to come right back to Jason and Joey.
Oh shit. Let's give it a little something for their fans and shit one time.
They babble for a bit. Jason says, how do you like my new suit? The fans respond by saying, Kmart suit. I said, Shout out to HQR3.
Oh, shit.
Where the fuck is this promo going? He rambles on for some more, and he brings out from the Wing promotion,
Oh, boy.
Jason the Terrible.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Not mentioned since Extreme Retro Review number 19.
Welcome back. Not.
They all make mean faces into the camera, and then they cut to a career retrospective of the Pitbulls. I said, what the fuck for? Moving on. So we have a 6-man tag match. We have the Pitbulls and Jason in garb in which it should be either Friday the 13th Part 3 or Part 4 versus the Sha and the Young Drag Queens.
Well, yeah, where the fuck did this match even come from?
Complete squidash. The Pitbulls are having their way with the dragons. One of the dragons' mask comes off, and he just stands around on the apron like a complete idiot for the rest of the match.
Yeah, his life force was gone. You know what I'm saying?
So the other dragon, every time somebody gets hit, he fucking does a kind of move. Oh, this shit was hilarious.
Oh, shit.
So they tease tags and shit between the Pitbulls, and everybody wants Jason to come in. Jason fucking comes in and hits like 1,000 headbutts.
Yeah, that's headbutt time.
He does a fucking double flapjack assisted with the Pitbulls for the win. HW thoughts?
My thought was that shit was goofy as hell. Oh, that shit was just straight up goofiness. Oh, that I wasn't sure if the nigga's mask was the I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if that's the protocol. What to do when your mask come off on accident? Like you just supposed to act like a depowered robot.
That nigga look like a nigga on permanent stun. Nigga you just doing your toy in front of the nigga. Just to get some special love.
Like, fuck it.
I'm just raising Ramon, just doing the cha-cha shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I'm punching the air like these niggas can see that shit. My bad, Joe.
So anyway, Jason cuts another fucking promo talking shit, and the Pitbulls make mean faces into the camera. The Sha beats up the dragons. Then he hits the heels with chairs, beat him up to the back. Then the Virgin Princess comes out.
Oh, the busty one.
She gives Sha a couple of kisses in the mouth, gives him the herp derp. Sha then gives her a pile driver, spanks her on the ass. What is happening with this show?
It has completely come unglued, as JR would say.
Moving on. So we have Stevie Richards versus Tommy Dreamer in the match. Raven's alongside of the complete lackey, that is Stevie. Dreamer has been in Japan for a month. Joey is in complete dick-sucking mode, talking about how great he looks.
He looks like a homo.
That nigga had on some boy shorts.
Like like I thought his original attire, you know what I'm saying, looked like he was on his way to the gay bar and shit. Like this nigga looked like he just woke up the next morning coming from the gay bar and shit. I'm like, nigga, what?
I cannot pay attention to anything but these niggas' boy shorts flopping around the whole entire fucking ring in the ECW arena.
Just a minor aside and shit. Was it yesterday? Either yesterday or the day. No, it wasn't yesterday. It might have been. No, it was Friday night. Friday night, I'm kicking it with my homies and shit. They hating on wrestling and shit, talk about how it's just two niggas rolling around in their drawers and shit, all that other shit. And so, you know, they hating it, talking about it, this, that, and the other. And it's like, shoot, can we come be on the podcast? Like, hell no. And then, when I saw this shit, what this nigga Tommy Dreamer had on and shit, and if these niggas was to see this shit, like, yeah. it'd be burial 30 to the next, I'm trying to think of a major burial off the top of my
There's
head.
nothing about the homoeroticism in professional wrestling that I can defend with Tommy Dreamer in these Victoria's Secret pink boy shorts running around. Raven holds Dreamer. Stevie gives him a super kick. Stevie tries to give him a second super kick, but fucking Dreamer hits him in the balls. Quick roll up for the dub. I gave it a 2, even though, but it was like negative a million for the boy shorts.
Yeah, it was a decent match, but yeah, it was hard to. And then at one point, his little fag top came off and shit, and then he put it back on and shit. Like, you know what I said, he really wanted that motherfucker on and shit. And I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on and shit? Like, I don't know. Whole shit was just weird and shit. I'm like, I can't defend this shit to anybody right here.
So we have a grudge match. Mikey Whipwreck versus the Giant, Paul Loria. I said seriously, the Giant is a tiny boy man. He's 5 feet 5 inches, 140 pounds.
Oh shit.
And the leather jacket on him tries to make him look bigger. He just looks like the lead singer from the New Kids on the Block.
He looked like somebody was growing a human in the oven and shit and ran out of human dough and shit. And that nigga just stopped inflating and shit at like 5'2" and shit. Cause like he's like, he looked like a little human and shit. Like, you know how some short people that have big heads but be short and shit? Like, this nigga looked like he was originally, according to the motherfucker recipe and shit, was supposed to be 6'2" and shit. But they ran out of ingredients and shit.
Nigga need more cytoplasm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we don't need 3 cups. 2 will do it.
And the sad part about it is, he can work, man. Like, he can hold for hold with the motherfucker.
That's probably the only reason why they didn't make the nigga disappear.
Like, I would have booed this shit out of the building. I said, who let these toddlers in the ring? I like this shit, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. I gave it 2.5. You know what I'm saying? A lot of callbacks in the match, you know what I'm saying? Mikey using Cactus moveset. Jason with the shits, you know what I'm saying? Lawyer with the shits using Mikey's moves. You know, grudge match shits. That Bulldog finish, top rope.
Well, this, to me, this match stole the show. And might be a possible match of the year contender and shit, because I thought it was pretty enthralling and shit. Very captivating. And then, you know what I'm saying, the fans, the crowd was chanting Mikey and shit when he won and shit. Felt like a Rocky moment and shit in a movie and shit. And like overall, it was just, you know, it was good to be a wrestling fan and shit.
So next, we have Battle of the Bad Breed. I said the Bad Breed explodes. Axel Rotten's out first. He jump starts to shine. They're in the crowd. Ian Giggs 2 minutes in.
Oh my God.
It's bloody. It's all over the place. There's like no wrestling moves. The timekeeper hammer gets hit to Ian's arm. Ian Giggs the arm. Take a shot. It's a bloody mess. Ian come back with kicks, but misses with something outside. Axel Rotten come back. Ian begs off. Axel punches Ian into the corner. Ian with the shitty double leg foot thing on the ropes for the win. Negative infinity. HW thoughts.
And rightfully so. That was too much for me. That shit was over the top and shit, and it was very hard to watch after a while. Just that motherfucker's face and shit. Like, this motherfucker mutilating himself and shit. And oh man, that's like, you know, what did I put in my no, that's it. Rotten versus Rotten. Ian wins. He looked like the loser. But yeah, that shit was fucked up for no reason.
Axel protests the shitty win while Ian powders up the aisleway. Axel grabs a chair and starts beating him up the aisle to chase him up. Moving on. We have the Crippler, Chris Benoit, versus Journeyman, Al Snow. So Al Snow gets booed upon ring announcement.
Poor guy.
They called Benoit a vanilla midget. What the fuck is Al Snow in this match?
How tall is Al Snow? He doesn't.
About 6'2", 6'3".
Okay, well, he's not a midget then, at least. He's taller than Benoit.
So he's just a large vanilla?
Yeah, he's definitely vanilla. There's no doubt about that. The only thing I was disputing was the midget part, because there's... what the fuck Joey say? Shit, he said something last week, but basically ain't nothing all that awesome about Al Snow, the snowman.
I said, Crippler gets cheered upon announcement. Finnegoof is trying to pat down the Crippler. I said, for what? I was waiting for the squidash, but I got a fucking classic of a match.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking good. I had no idea Al Snow could wrestle like that and shit.
So I'm like, all right, so it's Crippler Appreciation Month.
Oh shit.
And he's beating Al Snow's ass to begin the match. Power bombs, clotheslines, chops and shit. And then all of a sudden, Al Snow starts getting some shit in. And I said, wait a minute. We got vanilla versus vanilla.
Yeah, you gonna watch this shit, damn it. We got 2 hours to fill.
And then all of a sudden, after Al Snow fucks some shit up, he gets hit with some dragon screws, and then he just completely annihilates him for 5 more minutes. Killed the crowd. They wanted to see a little back and forth, but the Crippler goes over. The extended second shine comeback, flat earth, the ECW centric universe. And it suffered. I gave it 3.5. The dragon suplex for the win. Your thoughts?
Easily the second best match of the night, I would say.
From a technical standpoint.
Technically, the best. So, but yeah, and overall, even though there's literally no storyline to it other than Crippler tried to break this nigga's neck again, like a sore loser or a sore winner and shit. Like how you win and you still want to break the nigga's neck and shit, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good match, though.
So following the near classic, we have the ECW World Heavyweight Championship between franchise Shane Douglas and the old Tully Blanchard. Fuck you, ECW.
Oh shit, fuck you, Tully Blanchard.
The ECW World title is in the death spot of this card.
Yes. Very infuriating.
Al Snow left the ring on a gurney. Tully Blanchard belongs in the morgue. His hairline is completely disgust. I said, let it go. He hits the slingshot suplex 2 minutes in, and he starts punching. It's nothing but punches and little body slams and elbows, and it's shitty as fuck. I thought it was an awful match. They hit the chin lock. The crowd yells boring. False finish gets boos because they want the match to end. Stuff happens inside and out. Shane counters into a backdrop suplex from the apron for the win. Negative infinity!
What was the point of even having this match on the card when you're going to have niggas bleeding out from the arms, everybody bleeding out from the face and shit? And then you have motherfucking Tully Blanchard, the master of the slingshot suplex and shit, and the lamest horseman ever. Even Oli is a better horseman. Any horseman who is a horseman that they only put in just as a ruse and shit, just so they could whoop their ass and shit. The Black Scorpion's mask is a better horseman than fucking Tully Blanchard and shit. And yet here he is, and here they, on the night of hardcore and shit, they putting on putting on this shit. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
So we have another match, Texas Death Match style, between Cactus Jack and the Sandman. This is the match from his book where Sandman got a concussion early and he wouldn't stay down for the 10 counts. So Cactus Jack had to double arm DDT him on the concrete, finally, for the win. I gave it 2 stars. Your thoughts of the match?
So hold on, Cactus had the concussion?
Sandman got a concussion. Like 20 seconds into the match.
Holy shit. So why the heck did he DDT him on the concrete all the time?
Because he wouldn't stay down. So every time it was supposed to be the finish, he would still just pop back up and not answer the 10 count. That's why he kept popping back up.
Oh shit. Damn. I don't know. That's changed my whole perspective of the match and shit. I for some reason I liked it. The only reason why I say some reason is because, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing really spectacular about his Cactus Jack and the Sandman and Texas Death Match and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but it wasn't too much like the freaking rotten shit. But the motherfucking DDTs outside on the concrete floor made my forehead whinge and shit.
So in the main events, we have Sabu and Taz versus the Public Enemy in a tables match. The stipulations are as follows. Both members of one team must go through a table in order for the match to end. HW, thoughts of the match?
My thoughts of the match were, first of all, why the fuck is there a whole whole event centered around these motherfuckers and shit. I thought this match was, it was alright for a hardcore match and tables match and shit. I wanted it to be over when Public Enemy rightfully won the match and shit, just so it'd be over and shit. But you know, false fit. I don't know, but it's just really irked me that this was the main event and shit. But the match was alright for, you know, the fucking Wild Man, Sabu, and the 3 other midgets and shit in there.
So the match was completely chaotic. It's your usual Public Enemy match, mixed in with Sabu spots and Taz suplexes. It's more like, you know how these guys work, so you know the match. You can think about it in your head. You'll see it in the clip shows going forward. But it's nothing revolutionary, in my opinion. They tease the false finish, like my partner in crime says. You know what I'm saying? Both of Taz and Sabu go through a table or whatever. But 911 starts to gets into the match. Paulie gets into the match. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just spot. Double juice. Everybody's bleeding. I mean, we just saw blood 2 or 3 times already on the card, so it's not, it's not as effective, as a main event. It's just not. It doesn't do anything for me. I hate the fact that ECW fans and has been hyped up as such a seminal match. And to me, it's just a match that stands out for one reason only. Is because the Crippler comes through at the end because Sabu tries to put Rocco through a table, but the Crippler comes out, gets on top of the table, power bombs Sabu onto Rocco Rock through the table, and completely owns the crowd in a continuation of Crippler Appreciation Month.
That was some badass shit right there. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of cool and shit. Better be an explanation for that. And an explanation for why 911 was just standing there like a jackass while it all went down and shit. Like, worst bodyguard ever and shit. Like, oh yeah, he has no problem with choke slamming Chad Autism and referees and shit. But the one dude you're supposed to motherfucker, or I guess two, one out of the two dudes you're supposed to protect is literally right there getting power bombed through another human being and a piece of furniture, and you're just gonna stand there and watch as this dude who you have a foot on and shit. I guess he was just so much in awe that a motherfucking midget had so much power and shit, and he probably was scared he didn't want none of them problems. I don't know, but I need someone to explain to me why he was just standing there like a statue.
He was mesmerized by the awesomeness of the Crippler, 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 of the Crippler.
Sabu. The last two times we faced each other in the ring resulted in ambulance rides to the hospital. Sabu, you're back in the ring. You're back here in the ECW. And people are starting to talk. I don't like what they're saying. They're saying that you're some type of tough guy. They're saying that the Crippler is unable to get the job done. Well, Sabu, the only reason you're back is because I want you back. The only reason you're here is because I let you come back. Sabu, on any given night, I could take you out and end your career permanently. Because life is about pain. Life is about humility. And I can see that your tag team partner, the Tasmaniac, is yet to learn the finer lessons in life. Well, Sabu and Tasmaniac, the day will come when both of you will learn what pain is all about. Both of you will learn what humility is all about. And after that first lesson of pain will come a lesson of humility. And that will be the crowning of the new tag team champions here in the ECW. The shooter, and the Crippler, Chris Benoit.
Official.StreetSmarks@gmail.com is how you want to contact us. Listen to us right here exclusively on YouTube, Street Smart Audio, or fuck with us. Official.StreetSmarks on SoundCloud, not G. Street Smart fan page on Facebook, Street_Smarks on Twitter, ECW Memories with the Goose. This has been Double Tables.
Now, when you get ready to watch this, especially at the end, you're going to see some of the most, before there was a Birdman, you're going to see some of the most Birdman hand rubbingness that you're ever going to see in your lifetime. As a matter of fact, once you see this, it's not going to be rubbing your hands like Birdman. It's going to be rubbing your hands like Chris Benoit.
Next week, the post show for Double Tables. Until then, life is a work. We out.